Now the net in singles is such an important area to utilise. When we look at the top level, they're actually trying to keep their opponent away from the net because they know the first person to get that good spin often wins the rally. Now the first idea is actually an area that we could improve on when we're practicing our net. What we often see as coaches is players practicing their net like this, with a feeder standing there, just throwing shuttles. Now, this is an okay way to practice your net if you're trying to groove a technique. If you're not too sure on your technique and practicing maybe an into-out spin and getting that technique right. Unfortunately, this doesn't add loads of environmental differences. That shuttle's coming the same direction, the same place every single time. You have no adjustments. What we prefer to see, if Dean can start moving around and throwing this shuttle, as he's moving, I'm having to adjust how I'm hitting the shuttle because it's coming from a different angle each time, a different height and a different speed. He can even throw overarm a bit and get that shuttle really changing and making it more and more difficult for me. It's a nice way, if you only have a few multi-feed shuttles and you don't want to be doing single shuttle stuff, to actually start improving your net. What we want to do with all our training is actually start to making it more and more match specific. In a match, that shuttle's not going to come to the same place almost ever. It's going to be slightly different each time. So making it different in your training is so important. So idea number 2 is actually more about having fun around the net. It's such a great fun area to explore how you can change the shuttle, how you can spin it, how you can add bits of deception. This is a game me and Dean used to play after every single session. And honestly, it's one of the things that I felt massively improved my touch and feel around the net. It's called chords. And how we start is just by hitting the shuttle up. And the idea here is getting a net chord. Now, yes, in a game of singles, I don't want you to be aiming physically for the net chord, but it gets that shuttle spinning in different ways. It gets you trying to counter spin, wait for it to stop spinning, and learning how much grip pressure you need in your grip to be able to get that shuttle back each time. Another great area this improves is staying relaxed there under tight situations. So when that shuttle maybe clips the net, or when someone hits a good spin, you need to be relaxed to get it back. What you can't be is super tight in your grip. So actually just adding this 5 minutes at the end of each session. 1, adds an element of fun. You can add some little forfeits for the loser. But 2, just gets you really just ingraining that feel into your game to get better at the net each time. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the full rules in the description so you can go away and start playing this sort of game. But what I'd recommend, have a bit of fun with your net, add at least 5 minutes into every single session if it's an area you want to start improving on.
So from a coaching front, why is it I wanted David to work on this area at the end of every session? Well, actually, it was a good positive area for him, and I wanted to keep building that strength. Sometimes as coaches, we get guilty of always working on the weaknesses and getting them up to a better level. Whereas actually, if we keep building our strengths, we can sometimes turn players into much better players.
So the final idea is actually tactical, and this is one of the ones I actually see when I play players, when I was doing my road to nationals, playing other players, where they made big mistakes, and that was giving your opponent the first spin. You can look like you've got bad net if you're playing up and allowing your opponent to spin first, because it's so hard to then counter spin. What we want to see is actually playing a little deeper first, almost forcing your opponent, if they want to try and use the net, to play up and down first, giving you the spin, and then your spin will automatically get better straight away. So we've got a nice little exercise to practice this on. Dean's going to be standing in one of the front corners, and he's going to be moving me around the court. For both of us to begin with, the whole of the front's out. So I'm practicing hitting my pushes a little deeper, drops a little longer from the back, and then at some point, he can play up and down to the net, giving me a chance to come in and spin. He lifts, and then I get one chance. I just want to put the shuttle away, finish the rally. Now the idea here is I'm patient, I'm waiting for that opportunity for him to give me that spin. Okay? So all I'm thinking here is depth control on those pushes. I'm making sure they pass the line, making it hard for him to even try a spin. And if he does, it's a very, very high risk shot. What this further does as well is adds all those different stimulus and adjustments you have to make when you play a net shot, because I'm now coming in at speed. I'm moving fast to that net, so I've got to try and stop all that speed as I'm coming in, going through my arm and making that net shot shoot up. I've got to stay relaxed. So it's moving quick, stay relaxed to get good spin net shot. Well, hopefully this video has given you a few ideas that you can take away to start improving the way you're training your net. All I'd say, make sure you have fun with it. Make sure you practice it in as open scenario as possible, and go away and start adding it into your games.